Y'all, it's Mia Verde here in Houston, Texas, and today I wanted to talk to y'all about step five of our level up plan, and it is step five is make it personal. Make it personal. So we've already gone over, if you watch all the previous vlogs, we've already gone through step one, which is surrender. Surrender your life, surrender your plan, surrender yourself to God. Step two is prayer and fasting. Step three was the building your fruits. And step five was seeing the vision, writing the vision, making it plain. And now we are on step, did I say four? That was four. Now we're on step five, making it personal. And the book that really caught my attention for this step is The Cause Within You. The Cause Within You. Making it personal means, what cause do you have when we talk about being your highest self, leveling up to your highest self, reaching your fullest potential? There is work, there is a internal assignment that you were created for, that you connect with based on all the hardships that you've been through, based on, maybe you didn't have a hard knock life, but most of us at this adult age, at any adult age, have overcome some challenges. And we have, because of those challenges, we have certain passions that we really connect with because of, as a result, because of that. So what I like to say is that is definitely what leads you to your purpose. That is what leads you to your purpose. And it's often an indicator, it's often an indicator of what your God-given purpose is, because everything that God allowed was molding and preparing you for the assignment and the purpose that he had for you. So I think that is something to celebrate, right? That is absolutely something to celebrate. So I think this book, The Cause Within You by Matthew Barnett, is absolutely a book that helps reinforce that. Now, let's be clear. All of the steps I myself have lived and found that these are the steps that repeatedly get me to that next level in life, my level up. And then just as I live these out and I look for resources to support what I'm going through, these are the books that I've found to help me. So that is where the connection between the books come from, because I am a reader and I do believe that, you can't just go through life trying to, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, but for the most part, it doesn't work for me just trying to throw stuff at a dartboard at the dartboard and seeing if it sticks. I think the more information you have, the more research. Again, a lot of it is spirit led, but once you get that leading, then you do your due diligence and you do the research. And especially us as professional women, then we know how to take something and run with it and then add to it, right? And that's what I did. So let's get into The Cause Within You. This book really talks about finding the one great thing that you were created to do in this world. And it really talked about what were some of the hardships and pains that you've overcome. What are some of the victories in your life that you can now teach to other people, that you can now use and be a servant to help others elevate? Like, if you think about when you were going through that time, I always think about, boy, did I need a me. Boy, did I wish I had a me to tell me, girl, it's going to be okay. This is what you need to do next. This is what you blah, blah, blah. That is you. That is, and I think as from a corporate standpoint, let's bring it on back to us really trying to prevent burnout, find out what's next for us, or overcome burnout because we're already there, and find out what's next for us. I think that really getting back to our why. Why did we initially start the journey? What are some of the things that we are passionate about? As we evolved into these moguls, into these executive level, C-suite executives, what were some of the dreams and hopes and things that we have always wanted to do that we found ourselves putting on the back burner, and it getting lost in our day-to-day executive duties, or our day-to-day now priorities based on this life that has been built up around the new normal, right? And so you pray for opportunity, you pray for resources, you got them, but they've kind of taken over what was always truly in your heart. And they've taken on a new meaning in your life versus those being things to help propel what was at your core. Does that make sense? So that's what I think this book helps support. That's what make it personal. The step 5 means make it personal, getting back to who you were as a person, getting back to who you are at your core. Some of the things, and I talk to you about journaling all the time, sis. Start or continue to journal and write down some of the things that you've gone through. What are some of the things? And I'm talking about personal. I am not talking about, and that's not to discount them, but I know there's checklist of successes that we've had to make it to where we are from a professional standpoint. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the ones that really got down to the heart of who you were and some of the things you had to overcome to make it to where you are today. Those are the real ones. These are things that you would be passionate about without a cent, that you are passionate about without any payment. You just want to make sure that the next woman does not go through the same thing that you just went through, right? And so those are some of the things. I think for me, it has always been, and I think you'll see that pattern in any of my content that you ever came across. For me, it had always been job insecurity. And when I say job insecurity, I don't mean not knowing if you're going to have a job. I mean job insecurity of not being connected to your work, being burnt out, being successful, but not feeling that way. Always feeling performative because things are coming easier to you, but you're not connected to the source, right? So making sure my assignment and my passion has always been helping people find their purpose and find their life's work and find what fulfills them, giving them freedom. Freedom is, and I don't even want to say new anymore because I feel like I've been seeing this for years now, where it says freedom is the new wealthy. Like, to have the freedom to be with your children, to raise your kids, to help take care of your parents who are now elderly, who need you, to be with your family. That's something that is very dear to me. I was a latchkey kid. I will say I was a latchkey kid, all of these things. So these things contributed to what made me so sensitive to wanting others to have better and not have to go through those things, right? Just imagine the mental and emotional nurturing that someone can get from having a big sister, from having a mother, from having an auntie, or whoever, a wife, a girlfriend, a fiance, who could be there and be present. And it's not to say for you to shrink and not have an identity, but it's also to say to let your identity lead that. You are insert mother, daughter, wife, girlfriend, whatever that may be. You are that person, and all the things that make you unique and make you wonderful adds to that to make you the best mother, daughter, wife, girlfriend, right? You are not just, someone who works and brings home the bacon. So I would say pick up this book. Step 5 is absolutely, we are moving right along, right? Reconnecting with your purpose, reconnecting with the cause that's within you, making it personal. And I have a surprise for y'all. I know, go through the vlogs, but I am going to put all this stuff in one place, and I'm going to make it very, very easy for you to go through these steps in your level up journey. So I'm living it right now, but this is not my first time. This is something that you're going to have to do. You're going to be called to do over and over and over again as you continue to evolve and transcend, right? And so your job is not over. As long as you have breath in your body, you will be called to that next level. And then you may get a break. You may not, but you may get a break for a while. And then things will get dormant again, and you will start to feel that nudge, and you'll start to feel that that dissatisfaction, or that, like, okay, it's time for me to move. But I want to make sure I get into this book a little bit more. I'm not gonna spoil it for anyone who hasn't, but this really talks about a pastor who had to, he's the founder of the Dream Center in LA. And if you are familiar with that, you know what an awesome place that is. And so it talked about how he got there, some of the things that misled him to think that his calling, or that dream was something else when it was really creating the dream center. And it was a really good book, but it talks about letting nothing stand in your way, the power of your attitude, and teamwork. I've talked about that in the place called There. If you look at that book review, the fact that you will have a team, a village of people. Maybe it just starts off as one, but you will have someone that is called to help you get this assignment done, or at least get to the next step, from one blessing to the next. So there will be a team to be able to give you resources and the things, some of the things you need. And I'm not saying to provide everything for you. You may get one thing from over here, one thing from over here, maybe some information, some knowledge, some direction, things like that. And you just have to be open. You have to be open to all the possibilities. So yes, that is, again, The Cause Within You, by Matthew Barnett. I guess this isn't really a book review. This is more so details on step 5. Step 5 is make it personal. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to write it and maybe put it in the description, so you will have them all kind of separated for you, and they'll be easy to find and go over. So yes, make it personal. Get back to your purpose, get back to who you are, and focus in on that. Once you get back to what you are called to do and what that dream of yours was and what that purpose is connected to your source, you will then be able to assess how far off the path you've gotten, sis. Like, I don't care if you're CEO or CFO or CMO. Like, I don't care if you're vice president of whatever, or senior director of whatever. Like, I don't care. Does that match what that cause within you is? Message. Does that match what that cause within you is? I don't care if you're 40, 50, 60. Does that match? If not, it's time to trash it. It's time to pivot. It's time to either transition it, adjust it, or trash it all together. If it does not match the cause within you, that is what make it personal means. So we got some more work to do, y'all. All right, I will see y'all later. Bye.